Hello, in today's video we are going to talk about 4 bulletproof ways to stop anxiety and panic attacks from happening that you can implement into your life already today and start helping yourselves in overcoming anxiety. Many of us have been in at least one situation or a few situations that we feel like the panic attack and the anxiety is starting to flood into our system. For me, such a trigger was every Sunday. So every Sunday I was already anxious about the upcoming Monday, and it was when I was working for corporate work. So I was already anxious about the work to come next day and the whole week overall. For some other people, it may be the person that is triggering you. It may be, let's say, your ex-husband who you have to stay in contact with after a very difficult divorce because you share the custody, for example. Today, almost 2.5 million Americans are reporting to have a panic attack at least once a year. So the issue is grand and massive, and it touches so many people. That's why stay tuned until the end of this video, because I'm gonna give you 4 ways how to deal with anxiety and start today. My name is Daria. Welcome to my online meditation school where I teach you how to live happier and more purposeful life. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel where I post videos so that you don't miss a video that can change your life. Also down below I link my Patreon page so that you can support the channel if you wish to. Okay, let's get into it. In today's video we are going to once and for good deal with anxiety and panic attack and learn how to self-regulate and choose different emotions. So let's assume that there is this situation that you know very well. Something is coming. It may be just a Sunday, as I mentioned before. The Sunday has come, it's coming, it's for sure coming every 7 days, and there is no way it's not gonna come. It also may be somebody else coming. It may be your boss just about to enter the office and you can already see with your eyes of imagination how he or she is going to stand on your back and just ask you, what's your to-do list for today? What have you done already? What do you have to do by 12? What do you have to do by 2? What do you have to do by the end of the day? They want to know basically what you're doing. And you already start feeling how your heart is pounding, you start sweating, your heart is starting to palpitate. You may be having some hot flashes. Well, you are clearly heading for the panic attack. And what I want you to do is to first understand that there is a way to deal with it. And we're also going to learn it today, that in a moment you will be able to disseminate this fear, disseminate this panic, and leave that emotion within a few minutes behind you and just center yourself back. And also I'm going to talk about 3 other ways which done regularly are going to significantly improve and change your baseline of how you perceive certain events in your life and how you perceive certain threats. So let's go into number 1 on my list. Number 1, I wanted to teach you a breathing technique. This breathing technique is a calming breathing technique originating from India, and this breathing technique is going to absolutely change your state of being in a current moment. Look at me what I do. So what you're going to do, you're going to take your tongue and touch it to your upper lip inside, and then you're going to breathe in through your mouth for 3 and breathe out through your mouth for 6. So you're going to take very deep breaths, and I actually like to do it when I have my eyes closed. I believe it works better for me. So I'm just going to show you it once how it works. So Do it as many times as you need, but I would say that try it already now, how it's gonna work for you just one time. I promise you it's already very reassuring and it's already very calming. It was considered a cooling breathing in India, so it helps you to cool all your system inside and actually recondition the amygdala, the fear center of the brain, to become calmer immediately. Do it at least 3 times, and if you're really feeling your heart pounding, do it 5 times. You can do it at work, you can do it before public speaking engagement, you can do it when somebody cuts you off in a traffic. You can do it anytime when you feel the rise of those emotions, either nervousness, either anger, but it's beautiful for panic attacks and for anxiety. So this was my number 1 solution for you. Let's move on to number 2, which probably you're not going to be very surprised to hear, but I'm going to say that meditation, regular meditation, is the way to manage your emotional state and to basically reset the baseline to a much more tranquil level where we stop reacting to people's behaviors and we start responding. We will become much calmer in time. Why again? Because again, the amygdala, the fear center of our brain during the panic attack, is huge and is properly active and awakened, and it's causing us to perceive something, the trigger around us, to be very impactful on us, and this is just our perception and just our imagination. It is proven that amygdala shrinks the most when we are meditating, so the perception of the fear is going to shrink naturally. And obviously, as you know, this channel is all about the meditation. I am a meditation teacher and I also am a hypnotherapist, and I work with people who carry some stress-related problems such as anxiety, panic attacks, depression, and all sorts of any psychological problems that you may have. And I could not stress it enough. Regular meditation, something that you really want to prioritize in your life. Point 3 is actually again something which is quite obvious, but please promise me that you're going to take care of your bodies. I mean, proper unprocessed nutrition and exercise can actually get you very far in fighting anxiety and panic attacks. Even if you look at very famous people like Tony Robbins, he actually moves his body to change the energy before every show he has. And he's a big believer in storing the energy and releasing the energy by the movement. So please promise me that you're going to exercise at least once a day or have some sort of movement. Move your body, move this energy, and this in a long run is going to definitely help you to reduce this anxious approach to different triggers. And the last 4 way to deal with your anxiety towards certain trigger is called systematic desensitization in modern psychology. And this is the method in which psychologists want you to face your fear and face it as long as you become really indifferent towards it. And this method has its grounds because what's happening in your body is that you are actually inhibiting certain receptors and you are becoming indifferent towards that fear. So in other words, you are unlearning your emotion that you had towards a certain trigger or a certain person for that matter. That method, what happens is that the fibers from the heart are going directly into amygdala, the fear center in your brain that I have already mentioned in that video a few times. And you are able to directly connect your heart to amygdala and become less triggered through that specific trigger. So you are unlearning the emotion you had in that specific moment. And when you unlearn certain emotion, then you are, when again faced towards that fear or towards that threat, you have the choice to choose a different emotion. So that's a very powerful tool which can help you unlearn any fear. Probably you may hear a lot of spiritual leaders talk about this method when they are trying to face their fear of death as an ultimate fear that everybody amongst us holds. But this is also a very good method to unlearn the anxiety that you may have or emotions that you may have around certain people or around certain, let's say, events, and learn and choose different emotions to be happening around the specific triggers. So that's all in this video. I hope that the 4 methods I mentioned are going to be helpful and insightful. And remember, you can put all of them in place already today, and you can already start healing yourself towards your new life without the anxiety and panic attacks. Until next time, bye and blessings. See you next time.